So hi everyone, welcome to part 4 of the Catalyst 101 series. So this is the final part of this series, and our focus is going to be on user authentication for the applications that you are building with Catalyst. And yes, I'm Vignesh and I take care of developer relations for Zoho, and super happy to be here, and I hope you find this session really useful. So Catalyst authentication is a powerful feature in Catalyst Cloud Scale that makes managing user access straightforward and secure. So it allows developers to quickly add users to their apps, customize the login and sign up forms to match their brand, and handle user accounts and roles efficiently. So with everything accessible right from the Catalyst console, you can ensure seamless user management without having to do a lot of complex programming. And with Catalyst authentication, you can very efficiently manage your application's end users by adding or removing them, enabling or disabling user accounts, and easily resetting passwords when needed. So the platform also provides user onboarding by allowing you to create customized email templates, and integration with popular login providers is also built in, and you can precisely define user roles and permissions to maintain tight control over your application's security. And Catalyst offers flexibility through a bunch of different authentication methods. So you can choose native Catalyst authentication, which includes both hosted and embedded login types, or opt for third-party authentication providers like Google or Zoho or Microsoft. Each method is easy to set up directly from the console, and you just need to remember that you'll at least need one authentication method in place before you can start adding users to your application. And when it comes to operational capabilities, Catalyst authentication gives you complete control over the login experience. So you can configure and implement authentication methods according to your needs, and design visually appealing login pages, and seamlessly integrate social logins as well. So additionally, you can manage your external domains, such as enabling cross-origin resource sharing policies or embedding the login pages by iframes. So all of this can be done, and it is quite straightforward. And the main benefit or advantage of Catalyst authentication is the balance that it strikes between flexibility and ease of use. So you can select from multiple authentication methods without complicated programming, and you can, like I mentioned, directly manage your roles and permissions tailored specifically to your application's data and file store. You also have options to ensure brand consistency with customizable email templates, and external integrations through CORS and iframe support, like I said. So when it comes to use cases, Catalyst fits, Catalyst's authentication component fits seamlessly into real world scenarios. Say, for example, an internal company forum that is built with Catalyst can easily manage user permissions, allowing admins, moderators, and regular users different levels of access. And applications serving a very diverse set of audiences can effortlessly offer customized login experiences, such as social logins for internal members or more traditional login forms for external users. So it also simplifies domain authorization for apps that need to securely embed widgets or access resources from other domains. So and additionally, if you prefer controlled user access without public signups, Catalyst enables that as well. Direct user management with options for advanced validation for security. So companies aiming to maintain and finally companies that want to maintain their branding across all communications benefit from the customizable email templates that we provide. So when it comes to the SDK and API side of things, Catalyst provides extensive SDK support for languages like Java, Node.js, Python, and also through our web SDK. And detailed API documentation is also available, guiding you through managing users and accessing your user details through your code. So these resources ensure that you can fully integrate Catalyst authentication into your application development workflow very easily. So with this initial intro done, we'll just move on to our demo. And so let me just open up one of the applications that we had built with Catalyst. Yeah, so those who attended the first 3 sessions would know that we built this very simple task and project management app as a way to explore Catalyst features like serverless functions, tables, and all of that. And what we are going to do now in this session is we are going to add user authentication for this project management app. And we're also going to see how easy it is to do so in Catalyst. So let me just bring up the Catalyst console. And the authentication component in Catalyst is present inside the Cloud Scale service that's here in the left pane. And if you go to authentication, it's going to take you to this landing page where you can set it up. So like I mentioned, we have the native Catalyst authentication where Catalyst handles the entire implementation of authentication for you. And this is what I would also recommend. It's pretty easy, it's straightforward, and you don't have to spend a lot of time configuring this. But alternatively, if you want to use third-party authentication for your application that you built with Catalyst, that is also possible through the option that we have provided here. So for this session, I will be using the native Catalyst authentication, and I'm just going to go ahead and set up. So by the way, this is the, I've opened the project management apps console here on my screen. So you can see that we have the tasks and projects tables and the functions that we wrote and everything. So I'm just going to go back to authentication and click setup on native authentication. And it's going to give you two options. One is the hosted authentication, where your application's login and sign up elements are hosted on a dedicated page. And the alternative is the embedded authentication, where you can enable the login element as an embedded iframe in your web client. So if you already have a specific page where you want the authentication option to be embedded as an iframe, you need to go ahead and select that. So I'm just going to go with hosted authentication, and I'm going to go ahead and click next. And it's going to ask you some information like the company name, or I'm just going to call it 101 Project Magic. And you can upload the company logo if you want. And you can do a little bit of customization like the color and background and everything else. So the next thing is if you want new people to sign up to your application without you having to actually add them manually as a user, you can enable the public sign up option that is present here. So, and this also allows you to use social logins, like say allowing people to log in with their Zoho, Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn, or Facebook accounts. So I'm just going to go ahead and enable public sign up. That's just going to show you a confirmation dialog. and I'm going to click yes, proceed. And in the preview here, you can see that we now have a sign up option. And I will also enable the social logins. I'll just call this project management login page. All right, so you can see that we have a preview section here, and that section is now updated with our Zoho sign-in option as well. So if you expect your users to be Zoho users as well, you can just add this option, and they will be able to sign up or sign in directly through their Zoho account. And you can preview the sign in, sign up, and also the password reset page, and also the confirm password page here in the preview section here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. And the final optional configuration that you can do is additional stuff like custom user validation. Say, for example, you are building an application and you want to run some sort of a validation logic every time someone is logging in or signing up for your application that you built with Catalyst. So if you need to do that, you will have to go ahead and toggle this on, and then you have to select the basic IO function that you would like Catalyst to execute every time someone logs in or signs up for your Catalyst application. So the basic IO function is pretty much the same, like any other function that you would write in Catalyst. So whatever validation logic or anything else that you want to do, you can do all of this here in the validation IO function. So whatever tasks you need to do at sign up or sign in, you can write the code here, and Catalyst will run it automatically every time someone logs in or signs up. So I'm not going to do that now. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this. And optionally, you can also authorize external domains and allow CORS or iframe access for these external domains to your application. So to do that, you can just click on this add domain button here, and then enter the domain name, and then toggle the CORS and iframe toggles that you see here. So this is an optional step, and for our application specifically, we don't have to use that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click finish. And with that, we have implemented a proper user authentication for our application in Catalyst. So for our project management app, we now have a Catalyst login setup. So you can see the URL for the login page as well. So we have the login, sign up, password reset, and confirm password pages. So we have everything set up here. So obviously, we now need to make some changes in our code so that whenever someone accesses the URL of this application, we take them to this authentication page instead of taking them directly to the actual application itself. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and open VS Code. So let me just open it here, and just give me a moment. And I'm just going to open the project management project. Okay, awesome. So this is the application, the code of the project management app, and we built this in sessions 2 and 3. But right now, I would like to bring our focus to the client package .json file, which is inside the client folder. And this is where we need to tell Catalyst, hey, this is the page that I want to redirect our users to whenever they access the URL. So what we need to do is we actually need to change the homepage URL to our login page. So I'm just going to copy and paste the login URL. So by the way, you can get this URL from the authentication component. So it's right here. So I'm just copying it and then pasting it there. And then we'll also tell Catalyst what URL it has to redirect to once the authentication is done. So that will be index.html in our case. All right. And once you've made these changes, of course, we will deploy this to our development environment. There you go. So the deployment is done. And so you're obviously wondering, okay, we've configured the authentication, but what about segmenting user data? So in our task management or to-do app, we may have, like, I don't know, 500 different people using the app. How do we ensure that the data that is created or stored by one user is not visible to other users who are using this same project management app? So to do that, you'll have to go to the Catalyst data store and then go to the tables that you have. And then if you click on the scopes and permission tab, you have something called as the table scope. So here you can define whether the data created by a particular user is segmented or scoped only for that particular user, or whether that user can access all the organizational data, or whether they can access all the data that are there in the application's tables. So in our scenario, for the application user, we want them to only access data that they created. And so I will just select the user option here. So if I, as a user, create tasks in this application, I will be able to see the tasks that I created only, and not what the other users of the app created. So we make this really easy in Catalyst. You just need to select this option here, and the data becomes segmented automatically. And you can also configure the table permission, the kind of CRUD access that the particular user will have for the tables. And in this case, we want the users to select, update, insert, and delete rows from the table. So I'll just enable access to all of them. And we can repeat the same for the project table as well. Yeah, that's it. So with that, we've configured the scopes and permissions for our table. And if I now go ahead and refresh our app, you can see that it is now asking us to log in before actually taking us to our actual application. So within a very short amount of time, we were able to enable and configure authentication for our Catalyst application. So it's that simple, and it's really, really easy to do it. And like I mentioned, you can also mix and match different authentication types based on your requirements. So you may want to have the hosted authentication as well as the embedded authentication. Say if you have other pages that you want to embed a login form in your application, so you can have a combination of both hosted and embedded authentication. So you're not restricted to just one type of authentication per application. So to add more, you just click on the add authentication button, and you can just go ahead and configure it based on your needs. So you can have more than one type enabled for the same application. And of course, you can customize the email templates that go out to your users every time they get an invitation, or every time they want to reset their passwords. So you can change how that email looks and the content in it as well by just clicking on the edit option, and you're good to go. So with that, we've actually come to the end of our session on user authentication. So just to recap, from the first session, we've taken a look at our serverless components, our cloud scale data management components, like data store, API gateway, and then our mail components, web client hosting, and all of that. And now we have wrapped it up with a project management applications authentication screen. We have a lot of things coming up in Catalyst, and we have a lot of modules here that we have not covered in this particular series, and we probably hope to see you guys in more sessions in the future.